quantum creation and manifestation from one particle, dismantling and creating new. This is our topic today. One particle universe. In the beginning, there was only one particle, electron, still and silent. Everything was contained in it. Everything in its seed form as a blueprint. A blueprint in an energetic form. The blueprint of all the created matter, including human beings, stars, planets and galaxies, resided in just one particle. All subatomic particles, 17 in number, so far discovered, depending upon the instructions as per their blueprints, are contained in one electron. Please see episode 2 of my playlist Quantum Creation, where we discussed all subatomic particles and electrons orbiting around nucleus of every atom. These particles in various frequencies combined to form all matter we see in our physical world. The theory of one electron universe postulate, proposed by John Wheeler and also mentioned in Vedas, is the hypothesis of that all electrons and positrons are actually manifestations of a single entity moving backwards and moving forwards in time. He said, why all electrons have the same charge and the same mass is because they are all the same electron. It was one particle, a single electron, that started vibrating, creating copies of itself. Vibrating electrons create invisible web of world lines. A world line is the unique path that an object has as it travels through space-time. Faster an object goes, the more time slows down. For that object, the world lines show that when the speed of light is reached, the time stops for the observer. Universe is composed of invisible world lines traced out across space-time by vibrating electrons. These lines that look like a huge tangled knot can be traced out by one electron. At any given moment in time, if we take a slice across space-time, these lines get tangled in knots, and in tracing backwards or forwards in time, they all originate from just one electron. At such node points, half the lines will be directed forward in time and half will have looped around and directed backwards. Wheeler suggested that these backward sections appeared as the antiparticle to the electron. The positron is the antiparticle of electron. Positrons could simply be represented as electrons going back from the future to the past in a back section of the world lines, while electrons with negatively charged particle represent one particle in the present. So electron with a negative charge is the particle in matter in the now, and when it goes back, if you trace it backward, moving backwards in time, it carries a charge of +1, rotating and spinning in the opposite direction in antimatter. At any given point of observation, there is only now. There is no future. The eventual creation and annihilation of pairs that occur now and then is no creation or annihilation, but only a change in direction of the moving particles from past to future or from future to past. I repeat, the eventual creation and annihilation of pairs that occur now and then is no creation or annihilation, but only a change of direction of the moving particles from past to future or from future to past. The positron is an anti-electron. It is the antimatter particle, the antimatter counterpart of the electron. The positron has an electric charge of +1 and a spin of half in the opposite direction to an electron that has a electric charge of +1 and a spin of half. Both an electron and a positron have the same mass. When a positron collides with an electron, annihilation occurs. If this collision occurs at low energy, then it results in the production of 2 or more photons. Photons, as we know, are the smallest particle creating light. In short, scientists are saying all universe, world, human beings and all visible matter arose from single vibrating electron, from a single particle. Now we wonder how all this means to us. How can we apply this concept in our lives? So I give you my interpretation. Now you know all creation started with just one particle. Everything in your life at this particular time and space is a gradual division and creation of that single electron only. Whenever you realize a particular situation is a negative situation, or an event or issue is popping up in your life, you can slowly dismantle by going backwards, and then you have the opportunity to create something new. whenever an electron combines with its antimatter particle positron. Annihilation occurs. Energy is produced. This is called a 0 point. Now, with this released energy, a new creation can start. In witness consciousness, or whenever you are going backwards in time. Going backwards in time means reflecting on the thoughts, the emotions, and the deeds which took place in the past. So when you are doing that, you are spinning positrons, which are anti-electrons, in antimatter. You are annihilating and diffusing created electrons by producing positrons. So whenever you discover what you created is now proving negative to you, you can consciously dismantle the energy behind your creation. But first, you have to come to a 0 point. You cannot jump straight from negative numbers to positive numbers without coming to a 0, right? So gradually you work on your thoughts, emotions and deeds by not giving them a force and potency anymore. You work on your emotions because emotions act as a glue holding your thoughts. Or at the same time, you use opposing energies to neutralize them. What you are doing is actually going backwards, changing the spin of the electrons from clockwise to say anti-clockwise. This changes electrons in the matter to their mirror copy called positrons in antimatter. Each time you repeat a process, you are gradually annihilating electrons and positrons. At subatomic level, you are dismantling the energetic geometry you created by producing similar particles by and by, slowly and steadily. On the coordinates, suppose you are in the 4th quadrant, where on space-time you are in the negative, both in space and time. X-axis representing space and Y-axis representing time. So you are in the 4th quadrant and you are in the negative, both in space and time. You are in a negative physical space, and also the time you are experiencing is negative. Slowly working on your thoughts and emotions and taking a positive action towards peace and doing something different, something new. You change your coordinates, say from B1 to B2 to B3, finally arriving at the final 0 point. From B1 to B2 to B3 to B4 to B5 and finally arriving at the 0 point. Each time you make a new choice and you take a new action, you are moving towards the final 0 point. At this final 0 point, negativity disappears from your life regarding that particular issue, regarding that particular event, situation, or issue. This issue is no more in your physical life. You are enjoying a relaxed and peaceful state regarding that issue because that issue has sort of disappeared from your life. At this time, now you can create what you feel like. So for more understanding, let us repeat this process with an example. Suppose with your spending habits, you have arrived at a position B1 and at B1 you are in debt and experiencing a fearful emotion. You are unhappy in your physical space. Your partner is turning her or his back on you. You are experiencing both a negative time and also a negative space. Gradually, you calm your fearful emotions and thoughts, while at the same time you make a plan and start saving. With your repeated saving and speaking about saving options, and you also speak reassuring words to your partner, you are gradually creating a new timeline for yourself. You are paying off your debts and also you are building relationships on a positive front. Each time you repeat this process, you move your position upwards on the coordinates. One day you will arrive finally at this 0 point. At this 0 point, you and your partner feel peaceful as relaxed as you are now free of all the debts. You have reached a new choice point from where you can either go forward or you can go backwards. If you go forward with a saving habit and a habit of honest relationship building, you can start rebuilding your life. Further, to point A1, A2, A3 and A4. Sky is no limit for you. So once we understand quantum creation, by similar process, you can virtually create anything in your life. A new relationship, studying a particular subject, or say learning a new skill. Thanks for listening. This is my interpretation of one particle universe. Please write your comments, what do you think? In order to embed the knowledge deep in your brain, repetition in listening, contemplating and reflection becomes very important. You may also watch related videos of your choice in a particular playlist such as quantum creation, emotional integration, awakening extra on my YouTube channel Anshu Sharma 90. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. It is very important we share this precious knowledge.